Hello, happy Tuesday? What's today? Turning my phone on Do Not Disturb before we get started. Hopefully we don't have any ringing problems today like we did yesterday. Okay, so we've got our last donut. Yes, last donut, and then we just have some extra treats to do. So that should be fun. Let's see what colors we are thinking about. I think we're doing a lot of colors again. It's fun to do a lot of colors. Okay, so we've got our light brown, white, green, red, or pink if you want to. Those four. Yes? Okay. Let's do it then. Are we ready? I'm not ready. I took my hoop out of the hoop stand and it hasn't gone back in yet. But that love cookie, it was a good one. Did you finish yours yet? I think it's my favorite one so far. Today might change that though. I'm very excited. We're learning another new stitch. Another intermediate one. Let me just get this in here and then I will turn you around. Just tighten this real quick. I keep finding needles on my desk. My needle minder has like 3 needles on it now. It's all right. Okay, we ready? All right. So we've got there we go. Last donut. Whoops. Okay, so I have been back and forth. Do we want, those of you that are here live, do we want to do, we could do just a regular chain stitch. We could do the cable chain stitch, which is what we did yesterday, just so that's on there twice. Here, let me zoom out. So do we want to do the cable chain stitch so that there's 2 of those? Or do we want to do a regular chain stitch? Or do we want to do another variation of the chain stitch? Those are our options. Hi, Lisa. We're trying to decide if we want to do the cable chain stitch or a regular chain stitch or another variation of the chain stitch. Do you have an opinion? Because we're gonna do an intermediate stitch on this center one. So you guys tell me, what do you think? There is 4 of you live, so I expect all 4 of you to vote. So, chain stitch, what was the one we did yesterday? I don't remember what it's called. Maybe a variation? Okay, let's do that. Unless somebody else has another opinion. Okay. Cable chain stitch, that's what it's called. I could not think of that word. Cable chain stitch. So the other, so we could do like a threaded chain stitch, or we could do a twisted chain stitch. I don't know about that. Okay, let's do, I'm gonna let you decide. I think I'm gonna do the cable chain stitch just because why not? I know, a twisted chain stitch, but I just barely looked in my book and I don't feel comfortable teaching it. I just said it out loud, but maybe I shouldn't have. It's a variation of the chain stitch, so it looks, I don't know if I could teach that. I don't know how. So I'm not gonna. I'll practice it. We'll do it another day. Okay, so I'm gonna do the cable chain stitch. Just because then we have it on there for another day, and maybe today won't feel as stressful as yesterday. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry I said twisted. I'm sorry I gave you false hope. We're not doing that. Oh. My reminder. Okay, let's do the cable chain stitch again. And then we will have that same texture on here twice instead of just once. I think I'm getting a cold. My throat like needs to be cleared all the time. All right. Get it together. I know. Okay. So we've got 3 strands of the 437 like we've been doing. And let's just do that cable chain stitch again. I'm just gonna do, sorry, I have got to clear my throat 100 times. I think I'm just gonna do the center ring, because I don't wanna do the outer one. Okay, so we're gonna go put our needle down. We're going up over the top and wrapping it all the way around and then going down a stitch away. We're gonna leave our loop open and come up. And we're just gonna keep doing that. I'm not taking it out of my hoop stand like I did yesterday. That was a mistake. I feel like that's when everything started to fall apart. Was when I took that out. So I'm gonna move this. So that I can keep working, but I'm not gonna take it out of the hoop stand. Oh, that was twisted. We're just gonna have that one odd chain. And that will be just fine. It's not very much space for this last one, is it? Okay. A smaller circle is a little bit harder, but we've got it. Okay. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through today. So do your inner and outer with the brown. And then we'll do the white. What did I do yesterday? I think I did a back stitch yesterday. So I think I'll do a stem stitch today, just so we have some variation. Okay. I am very excited for the decoration on this one. Oh, I think that was only 2 strands. Hold on, one more. So we're gonna stick with our 3 strands. And in case you need a little reminder, I'm gonna do the stem stitch. We've done it a couple times now. Maybe just once. Okay. Oh. Hold on, gotta find my colored pencil. Okay, so stem stitch, going up and down a stitch length, and then we're keeping our loop on the outer edge of our circle, and we're coming up in the middle, and then we're pulling it towards where we came up and pulling that snug, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come up in the middle and pull that to where we came up, and that will create a nice sort of twisted line for the frosting on the donut. I'm excited to add some more green. I think these little pops of green have been fun to add to our pinks and reds. Whoop. Grabbed some thread on my way up. This one's a lot easier where I don't have to not be like turning my hoop. If it was in my hand, I would be, but it's a lot easier to manage. I know people that like use their hoop stand every single time they're stitching, which, I mean, if it works for them, I think that's so great. I have such a hard time though, because I'm so used to like turning my project. To work with it. We're almost to the end. So I'm going to give you 2 options for the center. The first one, so I'm going to stitch it 2 times. Because the one stitch, so one will be like a wreath, like the pattern, like a green wreath. And the other one, I'm gonna teach you the Pekinese stitch. And it is fun. I thought about using it for the edging on one of the cookies instead of like a chain stitch, but it's just so pretty. I think I just felt like it needed to be like a more decorative stitch. So like on the cookie or a donut. Okay, so we've got brown and then white, and then on their outer edge we've got brown and then white, and then we're gonna do this decorative stitch in the middle. So the Pekinese is gonna be a little bit more intermediate. So I'm gonna just teach you how to do the wreath first, and then I'm gonna cut it out, whoops, and do the Pekinese stitch. So let's get out our green. Whoops, sorry, I'm bumping everywhere I go. So we're gonna do 3 strands like we've been using. Just joining, the brown is the same stitch as yesterday. Yes. We went back and forth for a minute. So if you rewatch, you'll get to see that. Yeah, I did the same as yesterday just because then we have that same stitch on there twice. That littler circle was a little bit harder, but it should be fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do, either way, we're gonna do a back stitch circle, no matter how you're gonna stitch this. So I'm gonna go ahead and just back stitch this circle first with 3 strands of green. If you're thinking, if this cable stitch, I don't know. I mean, you can always try it either way, but the Pekinese stitch will look a little bit better with smaller stitches, whereas the wreath, I would do slightly larger stitches. But either way, we need a back stitch. I mean, you could do the wreath all at once, but to make things a little easier for teaching, I'm just gonna back stitch first. Backstitch is a really good one to practice a lot. It's used all the dang time. It's the base for a lot of things. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do half of this as a wreath and half with the Pekinese. So then you can see them both and you can pick one. I probably wouldn't do half and half, like to keep it that way forever. But it might be easier to teach them that way. I don't have to pick something apart. Okay. There's a knot there, so I didn't want to come up in that spot. There we go. Okay, so once it's in there, a more beginner-friendly option would be to do detached chain stitches. So with detached chain stitches, when you're doing a wreath, I like to use my back stitches as a guide of where I'm going to do these stitches. So if you come up in one of your stitches and go down in the same spot, and we're gonna do a detached chain stitch like we did for the hearts. We're just gonna connect it to our wreath, okay? So we're just gonna come up. I like to do a stitch length, so I'm gonna come up just next to it. And pull that snug and tack it down. So then you can come back down and go in this same hole and do one on the other side, or you can just move up a stitch length. So we came up in this one and now I'm coming up in this one and doing it on the other side. And same thing, I'm just gonna come up right there. So it depends on how full you want your wreath to be. If you want it to look really full, you're gonna wanna come up in each stitch twice and do one on both sides. So super simple and cute. I kind of like just one on every other side. Does that make sense? Like how I'm doing it? Rather than one on every side. I just like a little bit of negative space there. But either way is cute. The way I drew it was one on every side. Like two in each back stitch. Ouch! Poked me. But you can do it either way. So I'm just gonna do a couple more and then I'm gonna change colors and show you this new stitch. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. Okay, so there's option one. This is beginner friendly. I'm gonna get out some red. And you could do the Pekinese stitch with all green, but I want to be able to show you like how it looks. And I think it'll be easier with another color. So let's see. I'm gonna turn this just a little bit. Oh, hold on. It's falling out of my hoop stand. Just a second. Okay. Okay. So with this stitch, what we're gonna do is come up in the middle of our stitch, but underneath. Hold on. There we go. So we're coming up in the middle of it, but like underneath. So we're coming up at an angle. Oh, no knot. Hold, please. We need a knot. Just a second. Okay. Just kidding. Now we're ready. Okay. So what we're gonna do, oh no, I'm backwards. I can still do it. It is just gonna be weird. Okay. So we're gonna come one stitch over and go up. And we wanna keep this a little bit looser. And then we're gonna come down in the stitch, the first stitch that we came up under, okay? So we're gonna come under the green and over the red. So we went from under the first and wove it under the second, and now we're going and making a loop. Like that. So we're always gonna go forward to a new stitch to go under. Hold on, let me turn it this way. So we're gonna go to the, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. We're gonna come to the new stitch to go under. And then we're gonna go backwards a stitch to go down. And we're gonna go under the green and over the red. So it creates like a curly, like loopy stitch. I'm trying to make it so it's easy for you guys to see. I'm stitching kind of backwards, but, and then we're just gonna keep doing that. So we're gonna go to our next stitch and go up. And then we're gonna go under the green and over the red. Oops, and try not to get any knots. Let's see. It's super cute and it takes a minute. Under the green, over the red. So you're kind of working in 2 of these back stitches at a time. So we're gonna go up through this new stitch. And then go down through the previous stitch. And we're going under the back stitch and over our working thread. Under the green, over the red. How do we feel? Do you see why I wanted two colors? But I feel like if this bottom is a little bit looser, it's a little bit easier to kind of to do like the under over. I like it. Never heard of this one before. I've been seeing it lately. And I don't know if it's just because I was like aware of it, but I've started to like notice it. But it kind of looks like lace. Like it would be really fun to do like a little lace edge on something. But I thought it was so fun, like for a decoration for these cookies. It kind of looks like Christmas with the red and green, but that's okay. I'm gonna turn you back to center. Do you think we should do this before we do our outside stitches? Yeah, you totally could. I would say the inside stitches are actually a little harder to maneuver around than the outside ones would be, because I have my, I mean, you're weaving both ways, so however you want to do it. Should the top part be more looped than the bottom part, or does it matter? The way that I've seen it is the bottom is less looped. Like this inner circle is less looped than the top, but you could do it either way. It's really the technique, unless, because I've seen people also like pull these tight, so then it just looks like a loop on both sides. It doesn't even have to be this large of a loop. Like you could do it, you could pull these tight and it would still be the same stitch, just less decorative. Okay, so now we're gonna, let me show you. If I pull this tight, like it just creates like a smaller, like that. So it's just, I don't think it's quite as cute with these being so tight. So I'm gonna pull these loose again. Okay, so then when we go down, we're gonna go down like we came up, and we're gonna go down under the stitch, but in the middle, and then tie it off. Look how cute! I kind of messed it up, messing with that tension. I liked it better over here with it like looped like that. So I would say whatever you choose to do, just stick with whatever, because it kind of pulled these funny. Anyways, I could keep messing with that. Okay. So the other thing, I might even try to do pink with this green instead of red, because this ended up looking a little bit Christmassy, which I wasn't meaning to. Woo. It's a little Christmassy. But you could also go in, especially if you do the wreath, I would go in and do some French knots. Like every other side. If you're doing 3 strands, you could double wrap it and just kind of go this every so often. But again, the red and green looks a little Christmassy. I should have gone with pink, but here we are. I mean, it's kind of fun to have both, but I think I'm gonna redo this and do pink with the Pekinese stitch. So I'm gonna redo and have it just be one color. But anyways, that is it for me today. And then I will go in and do the white and the brown. And I'll do like yesterday and post it on my story so you can see it. Let me know if you have questions. I might put up a poll tomorrow, I think, and I'll see how many did the wreath and how many did the lace, because I think it will be fun to see who did what. So anyways, that is it for me today. Tomorrow we are gonna do the strawberries. Oh, you can't see my finger up there. The strawberries. So come back tomorrow and we will do some more stitching. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.